Police say a Carrollton mother stabbed her husband, then drove herself and her 3 children into a retention pond today. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Wei Feng Ong is in Carrollton police custody tonight. She'll soon be taken to the Denton County Jail to face 4 aggravated assault charges. Her husband and children all survived. Those who witnessed what was happening were heartbroken. Fox 4's David Centenary live at the Carrollton Police Department. David.
Yeah, 2 of the children are said to be stable, but 1 is in critical condition. That's according to police. They also say that the father who was stabbed is expected to survive. Now, tonight, we are learning who that mother is, but we still have no idea what led to this. A Carrollton mother, Wei Feng Ong, is in jail after allegedly stabbing her husband at their home Friday morning before driving their 3 kids into a pond 4 miles away in Louisville.
A lot of commotion.
Adriana Lagunas' family saw the crime scene from their apartment.
Oh, my heart sank. I have children. I have grandchildren.
The children, ages 8, 9, and 12, according to Louisville PD. The vehicle was fully submerged. The child who got out on his own was on top of the vehicle while it was underwater. That's when witnesses called 911.
What kind of toll is that going to take on the long run of how long they were under?
First responders pulled the mother and 2 children from the vehicle. A 3rd child freed himself. 2 of the kids were resuscitated. All 3 are at hospitals.
Don't know what's going through anybody's mind at that moment.
It's unclear what led to this.
My heart is hurting for those children. For those children, for the father, for the mother, too.
We do not know what was going through Wei Feng Ong's mind.
Nobody knows. Only her and God know only.
But the scene she allegedly left behind is devastating.
Some days we have good days, some days we have days, but when it comes to my children, there's no way.
All charges are being filed with the Denton County District Attorney's Office. Now, it's worth pointing out that according to a record search, this mother had no criminal history prior to what went down today.
Evidence collected in the death of a missing woman could lead to murder charges against her former boyfriend. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. Chad Stevens is currently charged with tampering with evidence after 35-year-old Heather Schwab's remains were found in a refrigerator in the McKinney home where the 2 lived. Court documents show the stories he told police don't add up. Fox 4's Amelia Jones joins us from the McKinney Police Department. Amelia.
Clarice, I spoke with Heather Schwab's family today. They shared with me that she was a daughter, a sister, and a mother of 2 young children. Schwab's mom told police her concerns about Schwab's relationship with Chad Stevens. Police say it was Stevens' daughter that gave them the tip that led to Sunday's grim discovery. A vase of white flowers remains outside a boarded-up home on Pearson Avenue in McKinney to honor the life of 35-year-old Heather Schwab. Police found her remains in the home Sunday. In an arrest warrant affidavit obtained by Fox 4, police say they believe she died over a year ago, but Schwab's mom had first reported her missing to McKinney police in June. Her mom told police she believed Schwab was in an abusive relationship and feared Chad Stevens would kill her daughter. At that time, Stevens told investigators Schwab left him and he didn't know where she was. The search went cold until early November when Schwab's mom called police with a tip that Stevens' ex-wife contacted her claiming Stevens killed her daughter and buried her body in the backyard. When police interviewed Stevens' ex-wife and daughter, they shared information from a phone call with him. The affidavit states that the conversation turned into an argument, and when his daughter mentioned Schwab was missing, Stevens responded, quote, "Oh, so you think I killed her." Stevens' ex-wife and daughter also told investigators he made comments about researching the penalty for hiding a body. This was enough for police to get a search warrant for Stevens' home. Once police went inside, they found Schwab's body in a refrigerator that was wrapped in plastic in the kitchen. The affidavit says the only entry from inside the house into the kitchen was, quote, suspiciously closed and concealed with, quote, a piece of sheetrock. Stevens was arrested and charged with tampering with evidence. When investigators asked him about Schwab's death, he claimed she died in July 2022, 3 days after slipping in the shower and hitting her head. But police records show there was a domestic disturbance call at the house on August 17, 2022, and Schwab was alive. While police were investigating Schwab's disappearance, police interviewed a different ex-girlfriend of Stevens. She told police Stevens assaulted her when she tried to leave him in January. The arrest affidavit says she moved in with Stevens at his house on Pearson Avenue in September 2022. She didn't mention anything about Schwab to investigators. Stevens is also charged with assault of a family member causing injury. In a statement to Fox 4, Schwab's family says in part, quote, they are beyond grief-stricken and brokenhearted. The statement goes on to say, quote, we would appreciate privacy for her family and children as we process through this devastating time. The medical examiner's office has not determined how Schwab died. Stevens could be facing more charges depending on what the autopsy results show. Right now, his bond is set at $150,000. Clarice, back to you.
Amelia Jones live at the McKinney Police Department. Thank you.
The SUV connected to an Amber Alert in Dallas County was found in Houston, but the abducted boy and his father were not found. Authorities say 10-year-old Ian Aguilar is in grave danger. His father is wanted for the kidnapping and murder. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager live in Wilmer tonight with the update. Peyton.
Steve, and it's now been 24 hours since that Amber Alert was first issued for 10-year-old Ian Aguilar, who police say was taken by his father. His father also a suspect in a homicide investigation. The Dallas County Sheriff's Office is assisting Wilmer PD in that murder investigation. Now, today I spoke with neighbors. They tell me they are completely shocked, and they had no idea that anything led up to this murder until they received that Amber Alert notification.
I wouldn't think nothing would happen in a small town right in front of us, a family man, and, it turns out to be, a murder.
Marissa Gonzalez is still trying to come to grips. A statewide Amber Alert began just steps away from her Wilmer home. Police say inside this mobile home near I-45 and East Beltline Road, a murder took place. Gonzalez says she first became concerned when she heard banging Tuesday evening.
We've seen this young lady hop the fence, and she tried to break in. She had like a big old pole with her, and she goes to the front and she just starts crying. She just starts crying, but no one knows what happened.
While investigators were processing the crime scene, an Amber Alert went out. It said 38-year-old Juan Aguilar Cano abducted his son, 10-year-old Ian Aguilar.
Immediately, our concern was for the 10-year-old boy and his safety.
Wilmer Police Chief Victor Kemp says Aguilar Cano is accused of murdering a relative who had custody of the boy prior to the abduction. Multiple neighbors tell Fox 4 that relative was the 10-year-old's mother. They say the family lived together in that mobile home.
Came to a shock, I'm pretty sure, to everyone here, because he was very known as like a family-friendly, helpful person. He's helped us out many times on occasions. He's talked to all our neighbors. All our neighbors know him.
On Tuesday evening, police say Aguilar Cano and the boy were in a tan Chevy Tahoe, similar to this one. It was found Wednesday morning, abandoned in Houston.
Truthfully, we don't know where he's at this point.
And before this murder and kidnapping, Wilmer police tell us they have never been called out to this mobile home. CPS also tells Fox 4 they have never been called out to the home. And while Aguilar Cano does have a criminal record, including DWI and evading arrest, we could not find any history of violence.
A shootout between Dallas police officers, U.S. Marshals, and a capital murder suspect ended with a Dallas police officer and the suspect shot.
The Dallas police chief says one of his officers was shot in the leg while executing a warrant. Officers returned fire, seriously wounding the 20-year-old suspect. He was wanted for a murder that happened last month. Fox 4's David Centendry is in Dallas tonight. David.
Yeah, the fugitive task force hit the suspect's apartment early this morning. We're talking about 6 a.m. The chief of police says they were immediately met by gunfire. A capital murder suspect allegedly shot at members of the U.S. Marshals North Texas Fugitive Task Force as they tried to serve a warrant at his apartment near 635 and Skillman in Northeast Dallas Thursday morning.
As they approached the residence, they knocked, they announced, and as they began to breach the door, they were immediately met with gunfire from the suspect.
20-year-old Jordan Owens is the capital murder suspect, according to a law enforcement source.
One of our officers was struck in the lower leg. The officers retreated. There was a second exchange of gunfire while the suspect was in his apartment down to our officers. The suspect was subsequently taken into custody. The suspect was also shot.
The suspect is in critical condition at a hospital. Specifics of his injuries are unknown.
Our officer will be fine. He's in good spirits and will recover.
A law enforcement source tells Fox 4 the capital murder warrant stems from the shooting death of 23-year-old Chiquavion Ross at an apartment complex off Forest Lane and 635 on October 16th. Dallas police have not released circumstances surrounding that murder. It was 1 mile away from Thursday's shootout.
I would say I would like for my people to be, a little better, do better things, maybe talk it out before, it gets to gun violence.
Eric Hamilton lives in the complex where Thursday's shootout occurred. So does John Enriquez.
I peeked out the window and then you could see them shooting. After that, you see them coming out with one of the officers that was hit.
A shootout is rare, but some living here say, unfortunately, sounds of gunfire are not.
Once a week, maybe twice a week. I mean, you don't feel safe.
The chief of police is expected to hold a press conference on Monday. A whole lot of unanswered questions that we hope to get some responses to regarding these overlapping investigations.
The second victim, Dallas police say, was killed by a suspected drunk driver over the weekend, has now been identified. And we're learning more about the suspect from a witness who saw him right after the crash and the evidence police have against him. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joins us now with the investigation. Peyton.
Heather, and that suspect is still here this evening at the Dallas County Jail. Police say prior to the crash, he admitted to investigators he went to a party and then he went to a bar. Now, this afternoon, I spoke with people who witnessed the aftermath of the crash and tried to help, and one woman describes the experience as horrifying. Tuesday, a flashing school zone sign lies horizontally near Military Parkway and North Jim Miller Road in Far East Dallas. A memorial sits less than 200 feet away. Candles still lit. Glass and debris connect the two scenes left behind since Sunday.
It was bad. It was really, really, really bad.
Both are traumatizing reminders outside Linda Morris's front lawn.
It was like out of a movie, something that I've never seen, that I don't ever want to see again.
23-year-old Joel Rosales Perez is now charged with 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. Dallas police say Rosales Perez was driving drunk when he hit and killed 2 people just before 5 a.m. Sunday. Morris says she heard the crash from inside her home and rushed outside to see Rosales Perez pacing and visibly upset.
Just kind of walking around panicked, saying, they're dead, I killed them, just like he was in shock. I didn't know what he was talking about because I didn't see any other cars. So then when I walked up to what I thought might have been a dog in the street that he'd run over, wasn't a dog.
According to an arrest warrant affidavit Fox 4 obtained, Rosales Perez was speeding eastbound on Military Parkway in his gray BMW when he veered to the right and hit 2 people standing outside a blue Chevy Cruze on the shoulder. Police say Rosales Perez kept driving a short distance and collided with a City of Dallas school zone light pole. The 2 people hit were thrown into different directions and died on scene. In the report, police describe a gruesome scene. One Morris can't seem to get out of her head.
That's the worst part, is that first guy.
One victim was identified as 21-year-old Lester Matute Orkea. The second, 36-year-old Jesus Garcia Perez.
I said, oh my God, again, there's another one.
Police say Rosales Perez stayed on scene for questioning. An officer noticed the suspect had glassy eyes, was talkative, and smelled a faint stench of alcoholic beverage on his breath. During the interview, Rosales Perez admitted to attending a party that evening and visited a North Dallas bar after. Rosales Perez stated he had 6 total Modelo 12-ounce glasses and 1 Don Julio shot. After Rosales Perez did not pass a field sobriety test, he was arrested and booked into the Dallas County Jail with a bond of $200,000. Now, it's still unclear if the two victims were trying to repair the vehicle that they were outside of. Now, witnesses told police that they saw the two victims before the crash crouching below the vehicle. But Morris, that neighbor, tells me today that sometimes Sunday morning there's early morning markets in that parking lot, and sometimes people get there early to try and set up. We asked Dallas police, and they say it's still under investigation. Heather?
Peyton, thank you.